What's going on, guys? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. There was a massive blog post detailing the monetization model and Battle Pass system for Overwatch 2. From this, I'm going to pick out the most important information and look at it from the perspective of either a paid player or a free-to-play player, the effects this is going to have on Overwatch gameplay, and my overall review and impressions. The Battle Pass was available at the playtest. A select group of creators got to go play the Kiriko version of Overwatch 2, and we had access to the Battle Pass to see everything in it. And with that, I want to speak about it in a way Blizzard won't be able to. I wish that Aaron Keller could get on a dev update and look you in the eye and say, we want to have the best Battle Pass in all of gaming. That's what I think it is. But I think that's a little off-brand. Maybe Riot would talk like that. But part of the reason I'm so excited for Overwatch 2 is that I think they're changing the expectations of what's included in a Battle Pass. It is most definitely not an annoying slog filled with useless content that you wouldn't want to be looking at anyway. The pass is packed with chase items that you are undoubtedly going to feel that the asking price is incredibly fair. That we're all gonna just want to get it, I feel, if you're a dedicated fan. For $10, I think they could charge for just the hero. For $10, I think they could charge just for the Mythic Genji skin. For $10, 5 legendary skins. Oh, you see where I'm going with this? For $10 of the Battle Pass, you get all these things. And going through the Battle Pass, playing it at the Creator Summit, I was shocked as I paged through that there on each page was something I was really excited to go get and other things that I'm interested to collect overall. I feel like people forgot that Overwatch has the best art team in gaming, the best cosmetics, the best heroes. So whether you play a few heroes or a lot of them, you're going to be emotionally invested to try to unlock things for your characters. And the feedback loop of playing the game to do that, whether you're on the free or premium track, getting the best stuff or good stuff, I don't see it as manipulation like some people do. I see it as incentivizing those who actually want to play the game, as opposed to the Overwatch 1 business model, which only wanted to get them into the door and didn't really care if they continued to play or not. Overwatch 1 was designed to try to be easy and inviting to those who didn't really want to play it. Whereas Overwatch 2 is built around fans of the game. And if you only want to passingly play and not really invest, well, you're invited to enjoy it, but we don't have to really listen to your opinion, okay? And this should make any diehard fan just ecstatic. And believe me when I say I've seen enough to know that Blizzard is leaning hard towards those incentives. This is the incentive structure hardcore players should want. All right, that's the overview. I want to tackle the most controversial change first. While new heroes Junkerqueen and Sojourn are going to be available for everyone, to get Kiriko, you're going to either need Overwatch 1 or what they're calling the Founders Pack, which is also combined with the Watchpoint Pack, which is a skins and coins bundle. So if you're a new player, you'll want to get that. In the blog post, they explain that Overwatch 2 is going away with hard counters. I think this is something that they succeeded at, and while the tier list of heroes is never going to be perfectly balanced, since the game is more about execution and far less about rock, paper, scissors, you wouldn't really want your teammate to swap to a character that they don't really understand. In Overwatch 1, you could make an argument that if BAP or Brig or something like that was overpowered, please just pick the OP aura area of effect character that saves the day for us. And in the blog post, they compare to something like McCree Stunning Tracer. But I think a better example would have been picking a character like Brig in the height of GOAT's era, where almost no amount of Tracer skill would counter Brig. That type of example is not one that will be replicated in Overwatch 2's design. It's a different game. I may not convince you on that point. Players still have it stuck in their minds that Overwatch is a game about counterpicking, even though we know that that is a subset of players that are even interested in counterpicking, and even a subset among them that probably even should. Just because you pick a counter pick, unless it's easy to play, which it won't be in Overwatch 2, it doesn't solve the problem for you. So I need you to get over that concept. You still can freely swap in Overwatch 2, but we're not playing RPG Team Comp Builder anymore. Now with the premium Battle Pass, you'll unlock the new hero immediately, but if you're going on the free track, you'll unlock them at tier 55, which admittedly sounds like forever away. That's something like 2/3 of the way through the Battle Pass. So if you grind the game, you can get the new hero completely for free, which we have to admit that there's going to be a huge percentage of players that never have to spend a dime in Overwatch. That is a doable thing. Now, will they be at a competitive disadvantage? Yes. Is it a sizable one that is going to make the game toxic to play? I do not believe that in the slightest. In fact, I will be happy less people playing Kiriko and Junkerqueen. So much so, I wish they would make Junkerqueen in the Battle Pass too. Trust me when I say you don't want your newbie teammates playing these hard skill ceiling heroes, okay? It's not gonna help you win the game. The way you help you win the game is you pick heroes you know how to play and play better. That's what Overwatch 2 is like. From a competitive point of view, you might want to get the premium Battle Pass anyway, just to maximize your tools to win the game. But keep in mind that new heroes are locked out from competitive for 2 weeks. This will allow free players to maybe unlock them. I doubt you're getting through that far in the Battle Pass in 2 weeks. We're gonna have to see how that's tuned. But more importantly, the tuning of the character maybe can be tuned back before it gets dropped into competitive. Another thing you might be curious about is Comp 2.0 changes. What are the barriers of entry to get into competitive, for example? There were some 4chan leaks that I would like to dispel that I know for a fact are inaccurate. So you'll have to wait on learning more about those systems and the other cool decisions they've made in that regard. But I think this one is indicative of where their head's at. And I was personally blown away and impressed by the levels that they have gone to make sure that Overwatch isn't compromised as a game while still having a monetization model that funds further development. It's not easy to do in a game like Overwatch that's very unique from other games, but I think they've done it. It's not like the ranked season hits, you buy a character no one else has, they're super broken, chaos ensues. The reality is, new hero comes out, it's really hard to play. Even the best players probably aren't perfect at them yet. You can't even use it until it gets the first balance patch. At least for competitive, you can play around in quick play. I like playing quick play. I think it's a good place to test your mechanics and just enjoy the game as opposed to needing to play the most try-hard things all the time. Exploring with the new characters in there, I think, is a healthy way to transition them into competitive. So all that's good. Now, a major worry that we would have as Overwatch players is that will new players coming later down the line in future seasons struggle to catch up on the heroes that were released in the past? Because the Overwatch Battle Pass goes away when that season is no longer active. You have to play during that season to get those rewards, at least for the most part. Very importantly, you will be able to earn heroes from past seasons through special new challenges, or you can directly acquire them from the shop using Overwatch coins. And I know as players, we're still stuck in that Overwatch 1 mentality where we're like, well, yeah, but what if my teammate needs to swap to the thing that the meta requires? And you just got to understand that you don't want them to. In Overwatch 2, you don't want your teammate to play heroes they haven't mastered yet, and especially with a brand new player base that's going to be coming with free to play. I actually think it's a good thing to wean these players in. Like, imagine someone just getting into Overwatch for the first time, seeing 35 heroes available all at once. It's like, how long does it take to learn one hero, much less all of them? The way they're going about it is quite intelligent, in my opinion. They got to fold that new player base into the diehards like you and me. They got a lot of learning to do, okay? And keep in mind as well, a lot of these rules and gates apply to competitive and quick play, whereas if you go play Mystery Heroes, for example, maybe you'll just randomly roll the new hero. And for a casual player with zero investment, that's amazing. It's this kind of model that really services the most hardcore and the least hardcore really well. Now, you might be upset if you want to have everything and not play much or pay at all, but to those players, I say, why do you expect infinite things for nothing? Overwatch is a hard game, so I kind of like that you have to put some time in before you get everything, or at least fund the future development of all the amazing things down the line that we're getting. So I like it. All right, now that's sort of the controversial section. If you are a player that is boundly determined to not pay a cent in Overwatch 2, the system they have for you to work towards currency, and I mean, we all will work towards them in this way, but it's quite interesting with the weekly challenges, which then after doing enough challenges results in the new Overwatch currency. Keep in mind, this is not your old Overwatch currency. That's a separate thing altogether that only applies to old cosmetics. Ignore that altogether. The new Overwatch currency is the one you pay for, or you get challenges to earn some. Now, it feels like quite a grind for the amount of dollar amount you're going to get, but I believe that if you are able to complete all of your challenges in a given season, you will have enough currency to buy the next season's Battle Pass. Okay, you hear me? That's super important because remember the new roadmap. Season 2 is not going to have the delay of heroes that we normally have. Usually there will be a new hero every other season, but season 2, we already get a new tank hero. We know that's coming, right? So if, let's say, you're a tank player and you don't even play support, well, you could play season 1 entirely free, save up your currency from the challenges, and buy a premium battle pass to get instant access to the new hero and all of the awesome cosmetics and whatever mythic skin they have next time. Holy cow, is that a lot of free value. Now, Blizzard isn't being entirely charitable with this system because, of course, there's going to be a cash shop. This is information that they have not divulged in detail. I do not know the price points of the cash shop. There will be featured cosmetic items every week, all from a given theme for the season. So for example, season 1 has a cyberpunk theme, and at least one of these, maybe more, but the Kiriko one is definitely in the premium battle pass as well. And then on top of that, there will be a just for you curated section, which will have an algorithm based on your player data and some rotating bundles. That, of course, taps into some FOMO elements. So something we have to get over in Overwatch 2 is like, if you want everything, you're going to have to pay a lot. But it's not really intended that you have to do that in order to enjoy the game. It's just if you want to be really flexing on them out there. But to be honest, if you only play one role, like most players do, with a bit of monetary investment, I think you're going to get a ton of sick stuff for your chosen class. In the blog post, they also say that there's going to be an update to Junkenstein for the Halloween event. Junkenstein's Revenge, Wrath of the Bride. Maybe it's like a first look at the new things they're thinking about for PvE content. The new push map set in Portugal called Esperança, with new maps being introduced generally every alternate season. And they've been working on new game modes, one of which we will be getting in 2023. And they say core game mode, so not like a gimmicky one, but one that's intended to be quick play and competitive. And then, oh yeah, the whole PvE thing is properly kicking off in 2023 as well. So we're turning the corner of 2022 and leaving the content drought in the rear view mirror, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe it's just a few weeks until we finally get to play Overwatch 2? I can't wait. And if you're with me on that, be sure to leave this video with a like and be sure to hit subscribe and the bell icon to catch up on our further coverage of all the changes coming to Overwatch 2. They still have a lot more things to announce, so to make sure you don't miss out on our further videos on those subjects, be sure to click subscribe and the bell icon to actually get notified when our videos go live. Link in the description. Go hit us a follow on Twitter. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.